So yeah, let's talk about Jon Jones. In this article, I'm gonna share the article. It irritates me because it's just bad. It's bad journalism, and it's not journalism at all, and that's why. Because it's PR. This is pushing something, making UFC look good, pulling wool over people's eyes. Because I have a feeling that this guy's not really this stupid, and he's not this bad of a journalist. He's just doing PR. That's what this is. Who is this, anyways? Nolan King. Here we go. And believe it or not, Jon Jones is ready to go. He's been ready. The former UFC light heavyweight champion seems to be on good terms with the promotion and its proposed terms. So what's the issue? Well, he struggles to find a real opponent. The UFC wanted Stipe Miocic versus Jones and tried for multiple dates, as was rumored. Negotiations with Miocic have not resulted in anything substantial, unfortunately. That matchup is essentially gone by the wayside. They don't really go into why. Why did it go by the wayside? No details. Just that they couldn't pick a date. Bullshit. It wasn't about dates. It was about money. It was about money in the contracts. If they're going to leave that out completely, that Steve Miocic was not happy with what they were offering because he knows his value and wants more, fighters have zero leverage. Absolutely zero leverage. So they just push him aside. Okay, screw you. You're not going to do what we say for how much we say. You're gone. That's what they did. That's what happened. With the injury timeline for Francis Ngannou still up in the air, it's unclear who Jones will fight. However, the UFC can't just sit around forever without offering Jones a fight. As of very recently, the penciled plan is to have him fight March 5th at UFC 285 in Las Vegas. Again, the injury wasn't really an injury. Ngannou chose to have knee surgery in this time because he was taking the year off because he knew his contract expired because of the sunset clause. Thanks to the class action lawsuit, the UFC initiated sunset clauses in 2017 because they're trying to change their business model as much as possible so they don't get sued again for antitrust violations. To me, already admission of guilt. They've already changed their business model around a few times to get away from another lawsuit. To me, that's an admission of guilt. They know they're guilty, so they had to change things. If they never did anything wrong, they wouldn't have had to change anything. They wouldn't have had to bump pay. They wouldn't have had to add these sunset clauses. They wouldn't have had to start paying people for video games and other appearances and shit. Admission of guilt. That's what it is. They're admitting they did something wrong. Per sources close to the situation, if Ngannou is ready, that fight will be the fight the UFC wants. If not, UFC will have to go to Plan C, Jones versus someone else. I'm told UFC also has a matchup against Curtis Blades as a prospective safety net should Ngannou not be ready. The UFC also has Cyril Gain in consideration for a similar planning position as Blades, though there are concerns about his return timeline from injury. They're completely skipping over the fact that Ngannou's situation is not about an injury. It's not about an injury. Just because he underwent knee surgery, that's not why he's out. And that's a purposeful admission. That guy's leaving that out on purpose. Shame on you. Shame on you, Nolan King, you jerk off. Shame on you. You're going to leave that out on purpose? It has nothing to do with the situation. Ngannou is sitting out because he's trying to flex the only leverage he has right now, and that's free agency. He can be a free agent thanks to the sunset clause that's there because of the class action lawsuit. If it was not for the class action lawsuit, the UFC would not have changed their business model and contracts in order to get away from more lawsuits against antitrust violations. Okay, they're breaking the law. The UFC is not some great company that did great things and made something awesome. They cheated. They cheated. They stole the sport. They monopolized it. They cheated. They broke the law. The only reason the UFC is successful is because they broke the law. Sorry if your butt hurts from that statement, but it's true. It's true. And I think Blades could possibly beat Jon Jones at heavyweight. I think the safer fight for Jon Jones at heavyweight is Cyril Gain. I think so. I think that's a safer fight. Just saying. But now let's get into Ngannou, okay? Because Ngannou, it's not about injury. It's about the contract. It's about him getting what he wants. He's trying to flex his leverage. It's the only leverage he has. But like even that isn't much. Like your only leverage is take it or leave it. That's it. You have to leave the organization altogether, walk away from your belt, maybe go to a different sport, maybe go to boxing because they have so much power. Let's share this. This was an interview. There's a video interview, but they have transcripts that you can check out with this. All right, this is quotes from Ngannou. He was asking about his next opponent, maybe Jones if we get things sorted out, because this contract situation hasn't been sorted. He's not happy with the contract. It has nothing to do with injuries. It's the contract. Okay, Nagannou's grievances stem from money issues and supposed unfair treatment by the organization. And because he feels he has very little to no negotiating power, he has none. The 35-year-old is having apprehensions about re-signing. Ngannou can choose to be a free agent by December once his champions clause expires. I'm gonna check who wrote this one. Milan Ordonez. All right, Mr. Ordonez. It's not a bad article. He says, and this is a quote from Ngannou. He says, and the contract says you have to fight when they tell you to fight, but your contract does obligate them to give you a fight. They can sit you down for 2 years. You can't say anything, he said. Yes, this is one of the issues right here. And this is one of the reasons you can't have collection bargaining under a union. You have to have you have to have an association, right? Because if you have people within the organization who are standing up and talking out and fighting back, they sit you, they bench you. And you're a fighter who's making 10 and 10, your fighter who's making 20 and 20, 15, 50 even, and they sit you for 2 years, you're starving. Your family's starving. Like you're not making money. It's ridiculous. They have so much power. You have no idea how much power they have. They can just sit you, and he's 100% right here. They sign you to a long-term contract. And now luckily it's timed out in 5 years, so they can only sign you to a 5-year long contract. If they don't like what you're doing, they can sit you out and make you wait and wait and wait, and that means you can't compete anywhere else. It also means that no one else can sign you. It ties you up and keeps you from competing and drawing money and eyeballs to some other organization. It's not an accident that they do that. It's not. Back to Ngannou. He says, so unless they want to make you fight, you won't fight. So that's something that caught my attention. What is this contract good for? How does this contract protect me? On what? Nothing. I have nothing. When you sign that contract, you give your ownership to the UFC, but technically it's not protecting you from nothing, anything. He's right about that. Your ownership. You don't get to own your title, you don't get to own your rank. Garbage. Garbage. They can cut you whenever they want. Bingo. Yep. They can give you a fight, yes or no, and they don't have to answer to anybody, he added. They can do whatever they want. So why am I signing a contract? I have no protection in that contract. Unless you can guarantee me something in that contract, there is not a reason to do a contract. Matter of fact, you say I am independent contractor. Let me fight. I can fight for you and fight for someone else. Why am I having exclusive contract with you with no benefit? I'm supposedly an independent contractor. Francis has somebody with some brains talking to him. He might not fully understand it, but it's either his management or he's got some lawyers or economists, somebody. Finally, a champion with money uses money to get somebody to help protect him. Finally, thank goodness. Oh my God, such a relief. Enough of these guys on Dana all day long. Finally, somebody standing up for themselves. I'm a big fan of Ngannou, and I really hope this plays out to his best because these guys are scumbags, 100% scumbags. Scumbags. Just saying. Just saying, guys. Just saying. Scumbags. As a reminder, go to johnfish.net, sign up for the newsletter. I got other stuff up there. I'm here to help you, help me, help you. I'm a great coach and teacher. I've been instructing people since I was 13 years old, guys. I have a degree in education taught by Purdue University how to teach people. I've been teaching professionals, amateurs, and children for a very, very long time with a lot of success. I helped coach Khabib. I helped coach Islam. I coached at AKA. I was team captain for many, many years. Do what I say. Do what I say, or the robot dogs are coming. I'm sicking spot on you with the 50 cal. All right, he's coming for you, guys. He's coming for you. Follow the links in the description. I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you. It's really nice to see Francis doing this. It's nice. But like that Nolan dude, shame on you. You're a prick. Shame on you. 100%. 100%. Like, oh, his injury and UFC Dana, give me a better spot, give me a job. Oh,